Hi, you all are welcome to BioLibrary. My name is Chetan Kumar and I am your facilitator at BioLibrary. The topic of discussion here is female reproductive structure. In this, we shall discuss about the pistil. We shall also look at the ultrastructure of megasporangium or ovule. We shall also see the process of megasporogenesis, which produces a megaspore, and further, what are the contents of an mature embryo sac. The female reproductive part in a flower is the innermost whorl, which is also known as carpel. Carpels collectively are called as gynoecium. A flower may have a single carpel, and that is called as monocarpellary. If a flower has two carpels, it is called as bicarpellary, and if there are several carpels found in the flower, it is called as multicarpellary. Free unit of gynoecium is called the pistil or carpel in other terms. Each pistil has three parts. One is the ovary, the other is style, and the third is stigma. The ovary is the basal swollen ovule containing region. The number of ovules in an ovary may be one as seen in mango, or may be many as seen in papaya or orchids. The style is a long stalk-like structure, while the stigma is the upper region specialized as landing platform for pollen grains. It is here in stigma that the pollen grains mature and germinate and release the pollen tube, which grows into and reaches the ovule for fertilization. Within the ovary lies the ovule or megasporangium in angiosperms. The ultrastructure of ovule shows us the several parts of which an megasporangium is made up of. The ovules remain attached to the placenta by means of a stalk which is called as funiculus or funicle. The point of attachment of funiculus to the body of ovule is called as helium. In a typical inverted or anatropous ovule, as you can see here, funiculus is fused lengthwise beyond helium to form a ridge called raphe. Funiculus is vascular, that is with xylem and phloem to supply nourishment. Main body of the ovule is composed of parenchymatous mass called as nucellus. The cells of the nucellus are rich in reserve food material. Nucellus is surrounded by one or two multicellular cutinized coverings called integuments. Ovaries which have only one integument are called as unitegmic, while if there are two integuments present, it is called as bitegmic. As you can see here, this ovule consists of two integuments and hence it is called as bitegmic. The part of the ovule from which integument develops is called as the salazal region. Integuments do not cover the ovule completely and a pore is left at one end. This is called the micropylar region, which you can see here. A hypodermal cell in the micropylar region of the nucellus differentiates into primary archisporial cell. This primary archisporial cell divides into primary parietal cell and primary sporogenous cell. And it is this primary sporogenous cell which functions directly as megaspore mother cell. This megaspore mother cell undergoes megasporogenesis in order to produce several megaspores. It is this process of megasporogenesis which causes the production of megaspore cells from the megaspore mother cell. Megaspore mother cell undergoes meiosis and forms four haploid megaspores which are arranged in a linear tetrad, as you can see here in this diagram. These are the four haploid megaspores which are formed as a result of the meiosis. Of these four, only one of them is functional while the other three megaspores degenerate. The functional megaspore further continues to develop and undergoes mitosis to form a mature embryo sac. This embryo sac or the female gametophyte develops from a single megaspore and is therefore called as monosporic. Megaspore, which is functional, grows in size and undergoes three free nuclear mitotic divisions. First division gives rise to two nuclei which move to the opposite poles, forming two nucleate stage of embryo sac. Both these nuclei undergo subsequent mitotic divisions, producing a 4 nucleate stage and then an 8 nucleate stage, as you can see here. Finally, one nuclei from each group moves towards the center. They are called as the polar nuclei. These two polar nuclei are shown here in this diagram. Soon cell walls are laid down and 7 cells are formed. Of these 7 cells, a large binucleated centrocell is formed and there are 3 cells on each poles. The 3 micropylar as well as 3 chalazal cells. The micropylar cells form a complex called as the egg apparatus, while the chalazal cells are called as antipodal cells. All these cells are interconnected with plasmodesmata. A mature embryo sac consists of an egg apparatus, which is found on the micropylar end, which consists of an egg and 2 synergids. The egg cell is comparatively larger than the synergids. The synergids consist of filiform apparatus. These are the apparatus which are modified and help the movement of pollen tube towards the egg. The function of the synergids is absorption of nourishment from nucellus and secreting chemotactically active substances for guiding the pollen tube. It also acts as a shock absorber, while the egg is the cell which fuses with the male gamete in order to form the embryo or the zygote. The antipodal cells, on the other hand, which are found on the chalazal end of the mature embryo sac, are vegetative cells. They may develop haustoria for obtaining nourishment and they ultimately degenerate. While the central cell, which is the largest cell of the embryo sac, has 2 polar nuclei. It is the only diploid structure in the embryo sac which later gives rise to primary endosperm cell. That is after the fertilization, when these 2 polar nuclei fuse with the second male gamete and gives rise to primary endosperm. I hope this topic is clear. We shall meet soon with another topic. Thank you very much.